MLB spends hours, and I don't mean 5 hours, I mean 500 hours. I may mean 5,000 hours thinking about a way to make the game better for you. That's what we say. That's what we always used to say on the competition committee when I served on it. What do we do to make the game better? Is this the game, Bud Selig and Rob Manfred will always say? Look at your game. You like it? You men is what was said. I guess it'd be men and women, or you people. You people are in charge. And so you can hire Theo Epstein. You can put a bunch of committees together. That's what companies do, not just baseball. It's always very, very funny to me. We have decided to form a committee to search blank. We're going to find out about that. And then we're going to give our suggestions to another committee who then is going to decide with a third committee whether something should be put to a vote to be suggested as a potential change. All companies do it. Baseball is very reticent to change, feeling as though you, the fans, can't handle it, when, of course, in fact, it's the owners who can't handle it because they're generally old school owners who don't want to see too much change in their game. When the pitch clock came, it was revolutionary that such a thing would be allowed. Sometimes owners, in middle of owners' meetings, see things going on in the game, and they say to the commissioner, fix it. We've talked about it, and we're going to talk about it on this show in a minute. Injuries is the number one example. Fix it. We're paying people not to play. Sometimes the commissioner then says to owners, hey, are you aware that bullpen games in the World Series stink and our broadcasters don't like it? Are you aware that when starting pitchers are famous and there's a matchup, that adds extra attention to the game and you get more gate revenue? Are you aware that when we promote games with our national broadcasters, what is promoted is the starting pitcher matchup, and that studies have found, much like economic studies for benefits around a baseball ballpark or any sort of ballpark, but studies have found that when there is an intriguing starting matchup that a borderline baseball fan has heard of, they're going to turn on the game. Well, of course, the GMs who are hot right now are the analytic GMs. It started back when Blake Snell did 5 and dive and Tampa lost the World Series. It started probably before that. Analytics people will tell you, listen, 3 times through the lineup, not a good idea. Quality starts used to be something that would be argued in front of an arbitrator. We should have talked about that with Jeff Berry during our sit down, the agent for Mark Burley and Buster Posey and many others. Go listen to that show from last week, please, if you want. It's good. Quality starts 6 innings pitched or more, 3 earned runs allowed or fewer. I sat and watched thousands of games as president of a team. I never, ever cared about quality starts because to me, 6 innings pitched of a 9-inning game, having to get 3 bullpen innings every day when you basically have signed the worst closer in the world in Heath Bell, or you've got the best string of closers of all time from Borowski to Benitez to Looper or Bina, whoever you had. 6 innings pitched is not what you're looking for out of your starter. And 3 runs? That doesn't seem quality to me. So tried to get the quality start measure changed, didn't work. But then what happened is that nobody went 6 innings anymore. So then you got stats. The blanks have not had a quality start in 69 games. Well, the people who have are 20 games under 500, who are just above you on that list. So what's the difference? So baseball is going away from the concept, at least the baseball people are, of what a quality start is. But then this past week, we heard a rumor. And what Bananarama said was that they're looking to maybe make a rule where starting pitchers have to pitch 6 innings. They have to. Now, we'll make some exceptions. What would be some exceptions that you would think of that would allow a team to pull a starter before 6 innings? Let's think of one. You have 100 pitches before 6 innings. You're damn right. That's when you'd pull a pitcher. Hold on, let's think of another one. You've given up blank number of earned runs. Let's say 4 earned runs. Yeah, that would probably do it for me too. You'd want to pull a guy. What else? What else? Let's think of another one that they probably need as an exception. Oh, I got one. Injury. Got to pull a guy if he's injured. All right, we got to get another one. Oh, obviously, a crappy inning. Like when you've got blank pitches in an inning and then you call down to your dugout and say, hey, he's not going out for another inning. Or you've talked about it before the game started and said, if Paul Skeens ever throws 42 pitches in an inning, he is not going out for the next inning. There's always a number that you associate with that. So that'll have to be an exception. So let's think about it. Here's a rule. Major League Baseball starting pitchers must go 6 innings if they're pitching great. Thank you. We've really changed the game here. We want to tell everybody, and we want to make sure that we advertise it, because ESPN, with their opt-out, they're going to love this new rule. They're going to be very thrilled. People are making a big deal. It requires a lot more study. Requires then implementation in the independent leagues and implementation at the minor leagues. It would be epic. Well, speaking as someone who's negotiated a lot of agreements, it's not the rule that matters, it's the exceptions. So I think it would be very important for everyone to pay attention to what the exceptions are going to be, because it's a good PR move to say that we really want to have starting pitchers go more than 6. And if they don't, we're going to take away their DH, or we're going to give them a slap on the hand. It's total horse hockey. The chances of an actual real rule where a starting pitcher has to go 6 innings, 23 votes by the owners, you're lucky if you get 5 votes by the owners, because the baseball people are going to knock on the owner's perch and say, excuse me, remember the one thing you cared most about? Injuries? Well, this rule, not good. Oh, don't worry. We'll spend years stretching out the players. We'll start in the minor leagues. We'll start in Little League Baseball. We'll teach Little Leaguers to throw 6 innings. Okay, everyone calm down.